Back2Basics. It's Dana, Ms. Dangerous. This week we are talking about boundaries, and the question is about have we put in any boundaries into place since our weight loss surgery, or how have our boundaries changed since weight loss surgery? For the most part, I feel like I have changed or put into place very few different boundaries since weight loss surgery. I think I had pretty good boundaries before. As an adult, don't really take a lot of shit off people. Now, as a kid, I was teased, and I cried a lot about my weight, and was always the fat girl, and I literally quit participating in things, especially any kind of sports or physical activity, because I almost have post-traumatic stress disorder. I know I joke about that, but I feel like it's true about any kind of teasing or not fun game playing as a result of physical education classes. So I do not do any kind of team-related sports. I do not play games with people who don't win and lose well. That was a boundary, I guess, a protective boundary I put early on in my life, as soon as I could. I've really kept that all along. I will say I still don't do team kind of sports, but I am more likely to venture and do some kind of physical activity with another person or persons now that I feel like I'm more capable. But if there was ever any indication of being put down for my ability or lack of ability, then that would shut it down right there. That is a hard boundary for me. A lot of people like to play softball with the team at work. That'll never happen with me. Never want to do it, ever, ever, ever. Go bowling with friends. Some friends I will go bowling with, I would say. Some people I wouldn't. Because if I have any feeling at all that someone is going to get, moved from this, it's just a game, to, you screwed up, I don't want to go there. So that's a really kind of I don't know that's a good boundary, but that's a holdover boundary from a long time ago, protection mechanism of being a fat kid. I don't associate, never have really associated with people who are toxic and belittling to me. So I don't feel like I, have to call people on their behavior. Hey, that's inappropriate. I'm not going to take that from you. Because early on, if people get into that behavior, I typically just disassociate myself from that. And so I feel like I've had a strong sense of boundaries along that way. I guess probably a couple of things that boundaries that I have tried to put in place since surgery. Sometimes they work okay and sometimes they don't. At work, I can be a workaholic. I can also be a goof. But I try not to work through lunch and eat at my desk. I got into a bad habit of doing that way before surgery, and as I got prepared for surgery, one of the things I try to do is break away and get away from my desk, even if it's for 15 minutes. I've let that slide a little bit, I would say. The point is, to me, that you can't expect to come in at, 7:30 or 8 a.m. and work. Even if you get off 30 minutes early or an hour earlier, your body and your mind need a break where you get up and walk away from your desk and take a break. And really, you need to eat and not, try to work at the same time, because that is practicing mindful eating. So sometimes I let that slide, and I will for a little while, and then I kind of put it back in place and say, this is a bad thing, I need to do that. And so I find that, if people are scheduling meetings during my lunch hour, I may accept the meetings, but then I move my lunch hour earlier or later, or I have been known to decline meetings. If I'm back-to-back in meetings and someone's trying to book over lunch hour, forget it, I'm not going to do it. I will say, that's it. I guess the other boundary thing is, I've always been pretty good about, if I really didn't want to do something, I just didn't do it. But I would say it was hard to say no outright in some instances, and I've gotten better at saying, no, I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do it. Sorry if you expect that. I'm not going to do it. And sometimes that might get negotiated, and depending on what the task or issue is, and sometimes it doesn't. It's just a no. So I'm just not, for the most part, I think there are things that I go along with just because I don't care one way or another. But if it's something that I do care about, I just don't go along to make everybody else happy. I think that that's probably gotten a little stronger since my weight loss surgery. And other than that, I don't really feel like I have any great boundaries that, things have changed differently. I don't know that this is helpful, but I don't take abuse of any kind, really, and I never have put up with it. Have been in a situation where I was under that, got out of that a couple times, professionally and personally. But I did that even before I had weight loss surgery. So I'm rambling, sorry. I'd love to hear about any other kind of boundaries that you guys have. Probably I need to have some in certain aspects of my life, and I don't. But that's it. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.